You have spent too much energy running behind people who were never meant to stay. Love does not grow from chasing. Peace does not grow from fear. When you stop running, you allow truth to reveal itself. There comes a time in your life when you finally realize that chasing people is the fastest way to lose yourself. You run behind them because you believe they are special, because you believe they are the answer to your loneliness, because you believe they can complete the empty spaces inside you. But a truth waits quietly in the shadows, and sooner or later, life brings you face to face with it. Whoever is meant for you will not make you run. Chasing begins where self-worth ends. You chase because you think you are not enough. You chase because you think losing them will break you. You chase because you believe your value depends on their attention. You chase because you confuse attachment with love. You chase because you have forgotten your own light. But understand this, people who truly belong in your life move toward you naturally. They don't make you beg for their presence. They don't make you prove your worth. They don't make you question your value. They don't force you to shrink yourself. Love that is real never needs to be chased. It needs to be received. The more you chase, the farther they move. The more you cling, the colder they become. The more you try, the more they pull away. Not because you are unworthy, but because chasing energy carries fear. And fear repels love. Life is always communicating with you through energy. People who are aligned with your journey feel peaceful. People who are not aligned feel heavy. People who are meant to grow with you feel natural. People who are meant to leave feel forced. Chasing is your attempt to hold on to what life is trying to move away from you. Every time you chase someone, you go against the flow of your own destiny. You go against your own intuition. You go against the guidance life is giving you. Life removes people from your path, not to hurt you, but to protect you from what will hurt you later. The person you are running behind today may be the very person your future self will thank you for losing. Let this sink in deeply. If someone is walking away, your chasing will not bring them back. It will only show them that you value them more than yourself. You cannot force someone to see your worth. You cannot convince someone to choose you. You cannot beg someone into love, and you should never have to. You deserve the kind of connection that flows without force. You deserve the kind of love that stays without being held tightly. You deserve the kind of presence that feels like home, not like a chase. The universe has a delicate way of showing you who is for you and who is not. The one who is for you will not make you run behind them. The one who is for you will not be confused about you. The one who is for you will not need to be convinced. The one who is for you will not be inconsistent with their love. The one who is for you will walk beside you naturally, without effort, without fear, without games. You chase people because you misunderstand love. You think love is something to earn, something to prove, something you must fight for. But love is not a battlefield. Love is not a performance. Love is not a test. Love is not a negotiation. Love is a natural pulling, silent, effortless, mutual. If someone is meant for you, you will not need to run. You will only need to be yourself. When you stop chasing, something magical happens. Your energy shifts. Your heart becomes calmer. your mind becomes clearer, your spirit becomes lighter, and in that stillness, you begin to attract what was always meant for you. Chasing comes from scarcity. Attracting comes from alignment. Chasing says, I am not enough. Attracting says, I am whole. Chasing says, please choose me. Attracting says, I choose myself. Chasing says, I am afraid of losing you. Attracting says, what is meant for me will stay. Do you know why you chase? Because you have forgotten your own value. Because you have forgotten your inner abundance. Because you have forgotten that you are already complete. Because you have forgotten that love grows from freedom, not from fear. When you stop chasing people, you stop abandoning yourself. And when you return to yourself, your energy changes so deeply that only the right people stay and the wrong ones naturally fall away. This is not rejection. This is alignment. This is life creating space for the relationships that were always meant to nourish your soul. Chasing is a habit of the heart that has not yet learned to trust its own worth. But once you trust, once you surrender, once you choose peace over fear, the chase ends and something beautiful begins. The unfolding of your real life, the arrival of your real people, the return of your real self. There is a truth that becomes clear only when your heart has been tired for too long. You cannot hold on to people who are meant to walk away, and you cannot lose people who are meant to stay. In the beginning, this truth feels painful, almost cruel. Your mind resists it, your heart struggles with it. You try harder, you give more, you bend more, you shrink more. You try to fit yourself into shapes that are not meant for you. But life always brings you back to the same realization. The people who truly belong in your life never make you chase them. You see, chasing someone is not love. Chasing someone is fear in disguise. Fear of being alone, fear of not being enough, fear of losing what feels familiar, fear of emptiness, fear of silence, fear of yourself. But fear cannot create love. Fear can only create desperation, confusion, and exhaustion. Love begins where chasing ends. A person who truly values you does not run when things get difficult. A person who truly sees you does not disappear when you need them. A person who truly loves you does not make you question your worth. A person who truly belongs with you does not need to be convinced. What is real does not flee. What is real does not hide. What is real does not require you to beg. What is real meets you, holds you, chooses you naturally. When you chase someone, you break your own heart long before they do. You abandon yourself in an attempt to hold them. You silence your needs just to keep them. You lower your standards to avoid losing them. You accept disrespect because you fear emptiness. But emptiness is not the enemy. Emptiness is a clearing. Emptiness is a sign that something misaligned is leaving your life. Emptiness is the space where truth begins. People enter your life for different reasons. Some to teach, some to test, some to transform, some to awaken, and some to stay. But your suffering begins when you try to force temporary people into permanent places. Not everyone is meant to continue with you. Not everyone is meant to understand you. Not everyone is meant to walk your path. Not everyone is meant to love you the way you love them. Not everyone is meant to hold your heart gently. Letting go is not rejection. Letting go is protection. When you chase people, you slow down your own destiny. You block the new connections that are trying to reach you. You hold on to doors that life is trying to close. You cling to what is leaving instead of preparing for what is coming. There is an ancient intelligence inside life. It never removes something without giving you something deeper in return. But the deeper gift needs space. When someone walks away, your mind panics. But your soul knows a chapter is ending because a new one is ready to begin. The universe will not allow what is not aligned to stay in your life. People who are not meant for your growth will naturally drift away. People who are not part of your awakening will feel heavier over time. People who drain your energy will eventually fade. People who disturb your peace will be gently removed. Life is always guiding you toward those who match your heart. But you must stop chasing what is leaving. When you chase someone, you tell life, I do not trust your plan. Gun, I am afraid to be alone. I am afraid to wait for what I deserve. But when you let go, you tell life, I trust that what is meant for me will stay. I trust that who leaves was not aligned. I trust that better is on its way. I trust myself enough to walk alone. There is a shift that happens inside you. The moment you stop chasing someone, your energy changes, your spirit relaxes, your heart begins to breathe again, your mind becomes clearer, your intuition becomes louder, your dignity returns. And in that moment, something powerful occurs. You no longer need them. You no longer cling to them. You no longer beg for attention. You no longer tolerate disrespect. You no longer fear being alone. Chasing creates noise. Letting go creates clarity. Chasing creates confusion. Letting go creates direction. Chasing creates imbalance. Letting go creates alignment. Chasing dims your light. Letting go restores your glow. The universe always rewards the one who chooses self-respect over fear. The doors you were banging on are not closing to punish you. They are closing to redirect you. They are closing because something deeper is waiting. They are closing because someone better aligned is on their way. They are closing because life wants you to choose peace over people. Stop worrying about who left. Start focusing on who is arriving. Stop giving energy to those who do not see your worth. Start nurturing the connections that feel peaceful. Stop forcing what is not working. Start trusting what flows effortlessly. Your heart is too precious to chase. Your energy is too sacred to waste. Your presence is too valuable to be ignored. If someone wants to stay, they will stay. If someone wants to leave, let them go. Nothing real will ever require you to run behind it. Nothing aligned will ever make you beg for its presence. Nothing meant for you will ever feel like a battle. What is real chooses you. Just as naturally as you breathe, there comes a stage in your inner growth when you finally understand that running behind people is another form of running away from yourself. You chase them because you think they hold something you cannot give yourself: love, attention, validation, meaning, comfort, purpose. But the truth is harsh and liberating at the same time. No one can give you what you deny within yourself. You run behind people because you are disconnected from your own center. You rely on them because you have not learned to rely on your own presence. You seek their approval because you have not tasted the sweetness of your own acceptance. You crave their attention because you have not looked inward long enough to see your own light. When you chase someone, you are not chasing them. You are chasing a part of yourself you lost long ago. Most people call it love. But chasing is not love. Chasing is fear dressed as desire. Chasing is insecurity disguised as passion. Chasing is emptiness pretending to be connection. And the one you chase can feel it. They feel the weight of your fear. They feel the pressure of your attachment. They feel the burden of expectation. That is why they pull away. Energy never lies. Chasing energy always pushes people away because it comes from a place of lack, a place of need, a place of fear. When you are full inside, you attract effortlessly. When you are empty inside, you chase endlessly. Let this be understood deeply. You do not lose people by letting go. You lose people by chasing them. Because chasing says, I am not enough. I need you to complete me. I need you to define me. I need you to validate me. I need you to choose me so I can feel worthy. But inner freedom says, I choose myself. I validate myself. I am enough. Whoever is meant for me will walk beside me. Life becomes simpler when you finally accept this. The people who want to be in your life will naturally create space for you. You will not have to fight for their time. You will not have to beg for their attention. You will not have to chase their presence. Their presence will feel natural, not negotiated. Their love will feel calm, not chaotic. Their energy will feel nourishing, not heavy. You never have to run behind what is real. You only have to allow it. And you must also understand something very important. People do not leave your life because you are unworthy. They leave because their part in your story is over. Some people are placed in your life to teach you how to love. Some to teach you how to let go. Some to teach you how to be strong. Some to teach you how to value yourself. Some to teach you how to stop chasing. Some to awaken your soul. And some simply to show you who you must never become. Everyone comes with a purpose. Everyone leaves with a lesson. And the greatest lesson you will ever learn is this. You do not need to chase people to feel loved. When someone leaves, it is not abandonment, it is alignment. They are leaving because your energies have completed their exchange. They are leaving because your paths are no longer parallel. They are leaving because life wants to redirect you. They are leaving because your growth requires it. They are leaving because your spirit needs space. They are leaving because something deeper is waiting for you. Your mind believes losing someone is the end, but your soul knows losing someone is a beginning. Every time someone walks out of your life, your inner door opens wider. You become more spacious, more aware, more free. The heart does not break to punish you. The heart breaks to expand you. The breaking you avoid is the very opening you need. Nothing is taken from you. Only what was blocking your growth is removed. Only what was limiting your journey is taken away. Only what was keeping you asleep is released. When you stop chasing people, you finally stop running away from your own depth. You return to yourself. You sit with yourself. You rediscover your own company. You reconnect with your inner voice. You start hearing what you have ignored for years, and slowly you begin to see that loneliness was not loneliness. It was your soul calling you back home. Being alone is not punishment. Being alone is preparation. Being alone is cleansing. Being alone is realignment. Being alone is transformation. You cannot meet the right people while you are chasing the wrong ones. You cannot receive the right energy while you are holding tightly onto what drains you. You cannot attract aligned love while you are begging for attention from the misaligned. The universe removes people not to hurt you, but to heal you. It removes them not to empty you, but to free space for what is waiting. Stop chasing, start choosing. Choose peace over fear. Choose alignment over attachment. Choose clarity over confusion. Choose self-respect over desperation. Choose presence over pursuit. Choose yourself over anyone who makes you forget your worth. Because the day you stop chasing people is the day you stop losing yourself. And the day you return to yourself is the day real love begins to find you. There comes a moment of profound clarity when you finally realize that you were never chasing a person, you were chasing a feeling of being wanted, a feeling of being seen, a feeling of being understood, a feeling of belonging, a feeling of being loved in the way your heart longed for. But people cannot give you what they themselves do not carry within. And the more you chase a feeling through another person, the farther you move away from your own truth. You do not chase them. You chase the version of yourself you imagine exists when they are near. This is why chasing feels exhausting. This is why chasing feels endless. You are trying to get from someone a love that only grows from within you. When you chase someone, you hand them the script of your worth. You allow them to decide. When you feel loved, when you feel lonely, when you feel enough, when you feel abandoned, you become a visitor in your own life, waiting for someone else to return your sense of self to you. But life has a way of waking you up. Life keeps removing the ones you chase, because chasing is a sign that you are trying to force destiny. Destiny does not respond to force. Destiny responds to alignment. People who are aligned with your soul do not need to be chased. They walk beside you naturally, without pressure, without fear, without drama, without confusion. Presence is effortless. When the connection is true, the universe does something extraordinary. When you stop chasing, it begins to reveal who really belongs in your life. Because when you are chasing someone, you cannot see clearly. You cannot hear your intuition. You cannot feel your own energy. You cannot recognize the misalignment. You cannot notice the subtle ways your soul tells you this is not for you. Chasing blinds you. Stillness reveals you. When you stop running, you begin to observe. You begin to feel. You begin to notice. You begin to see the truth hidden beneath the illusions that your desperation created. You begin to see that the conversations you were fighting for were draining you. You begin to see that the company you were forcing was shrinking you. You begin to see that the person you were chasing did not even see your heart. You begin to see that their silence was the answer you were afraid to accept. You begin to see that the love you imagined was mostly happening inside you, not between you. You understand something essential. You were not losing them. You were losing the illusion you had built around them. And as illusion dissolves, truth rises. The truth that you deserve presence, not promises. You deserve effort, not excuses. You deserve clarity, not confusion. You deserve peace, not emotional chaos. You deserve someone who chooses you without needing to be chased. When you finally reach this understanding, a shift happens inside you. A shift so deep, so quiet, so powerful that your entire energy transforms. You stop reaching outward and begin returning inward. You stop searching for love and begin growing in love. You stop clinging and begin allowing. You stop chasing and begin attracting. Your energy becomes softer yet stronger. Your presence becomes calmer yet clearer. Your boundaries become firmer yet more loving. You no longer tolerate what once broke your spirit. You no longer force conversations that feel heavy. You no longer beg for attention that comes inconsistently. You no longer attach your worth to someone else's presence. You remember who you are. You return to your center. You stand in your truth. And from that place, everything begins to flow differently. People respond differently to you. Life responds differently. Your inner world responds differently. Because when you stop chasing people, you stop leaking your energy into places that cannot hold it. You stop giving your heart to hands that cannot carry it. You stop placing your worth in eyes that cannot see it. And when you no longer chase anyone, the universe brings you someone who meets you where you are, without hesitation, without fear, without running. You attract a love that does not require performance. You attract a presence that does not disappear. You attract a soul that recognizes your soul. You attract someone who values your energy, your depth, your truth. And you realize losing people was never the loss. Losing yourself was the loss. And returning to yourself was always the victory. The day you stop chasing people is the day your soul stands up and says, I am enough. I have always been enough. I will always be enough. And that is the day your real life begins. There is a moment in everyone's life when the heart becomes tired, not tired of loving, but tired of running behind people who were never meant to understand that love. You reach a point where the chasing itself becomes heavier than the loneliness you were trying to avoid. And in that moment, something within you whispers a truth you have ignored for too long. Stop chasing them. Start choosing yourself. This whisper is the beginning of freedom. It is the beginning of clarity. It is the beginning of awakening. You do not suffer because people leave. You suffer because you chase after them when they leave. You suffer because you attach your worth to people who cannot carry it. You suffer because you invest your heart where there is no space for it. You suffer because you hold on to what life is trying to remove. You suffer because you give your energy to someone who has already chosen to walk away. But the deeper truth is, you are not meant to follow anyone who does not slow down to walk beside you. When you chase someone, you shrink your spirit. You dim your light. You disconnect from your intuition. You betray your own needs. You silence your own truth. You abandon yourself in pieces, hoping someone else will put you back together. You forget that the person you are trying to hold is the same person the universe is gently pushing away. The universe never removes what is meant for you. It only removes what blocks your path, what disturbs your peace, what lowers your energy, what distracts your purpose. what delays your evolution. Letting go is not losing them. Letting go is returning to yourself. When you stop chasing people, you stop living from fear. You stop living from lack. You stop living from desperation. You stop living from insecurity. And slowly you begin to live from power, from clarity, from awareness, from truth, from self-respect. The energy of your entire being changes when you choose yourself. Your silence becomes stronger. Your boundaries become clearer. Your presence becomes deeper. Your worth becomes undeniable. You begin to see that the person you were chasing was not offering love. They were offering attachment, illusion, temporary comfort. If they truly loved you, you would not have needed to run behind them. If they truly valued you, they would not have made you question yourself. If they truly respected you, they would not have disappeared in moments you needed them the most. If they were truly aligned with your path, they would have walked with you without hesitation. What is real never creates confusion. What is real never makes you chase. What is real moves toward you. The same way you move toward it, without fear, without force, without resistance. You must understand something essential. Chasing someone is a sign that you have not fully returned to yourself. The more connected you are to your own soul, the less desire you feel to run behind anyone. You begin to realize that you are already whole. You begin to realize that your presence is enough. You begin to realize that your energy is valuable. You begin to realize that you do not need to force relationships. You begin to realize that anyone who brings chaos is revealing their misalignment with your path. And then, instead of chasing, you begin observing. You observe who listens. You observe who reciprocates. You observe who cares. You observe who shows effort. You observe who stays present. You observe who brings peace. And in this observation, you discover a deeper truth. The right people do not need to be impressed. The right people do not need to be followed. The right people do not need to be convinced. The right people do not need you to over-explain your worth. The right people simply feel your presence and know your value. You do not have to chase someone who is already walking toward you. So much of your suffering disappears the moment you realize that you deserve someone who stands beside you, not someone you must run behind again and again. You deserve conversations that feel alive, not forced replies. You deserve honesty, not mixed signals. You deserve peace, not anxiety. You deserve presence, not promises. You deserve someone who chooses you with the same clarity with which you choose them. When you stop chasing people, you start attracting people aligned with your soul. You attract those who appreciate your depth. You attract those who value your energy. You attract those who match your frequency. You attract those who bring light, not confusion. You attract those who understand love, not attachment. And you begin to feel something you haven't felt in a long time. You begin to feel like yourself again. The most beautiful part is this. When you stop chasing people, you stop losing yourself. You discover that the love you were searching for was always waiting inside you. That the peace you were begging from others was always created by your own boundaries. That the validation you ran after was always found through inner clarity, that the connection you wished for begins only when you stop abandoning yourself. The moment you stop chasing, life begins to chase you. Opportunities chase you. Aligned people chase you. Peace chases you. Growth chases you. Love chases you. Because the universe responds not to desperation, but to alignment, and alignment begins. The moment you come home to yourself, fully, completely, unapologetically, there is a silent moment in every soul's journey when the heart finally whispers, I cannot chase anymore. And this whisper doesn't come from exhaustion. Though the exhaustion is real, it comes from awakening. It comes from finally realizing that your energy is sacred, your love is powerful, and your presence is not something to be thrown at people who do not know how to receive it. You begin to understand that chasing someone is not about love at all. It is about the illusion that they hold the key to your peace. But no person, no matter how much you desire them, can give you the peace that only comes from choosing yourself. You chase someone because you believe that losing them means losing happiness. But you forget that happiness was born within you, not in their hands. You chase them because you believe they complete you. But you forget that nothing outside you can complete what is already whole. You chase because you fear emptiness. But you forget that emptiness is simply space. Space being created for something deeper. The more you chase, the more life slows you down. The more you hold tightly, the more life loosens your grip. The more you run behind someone, the more life places obstacles in your path. Not to hurt you, but to protect you. Protection does not always feel gentle. Sometimes protection feels like pain. Sometimes protection feels like loss. Sometimes protection feels like rejection. Sometimes protection feels like silence. But silence often speaks louder than words. It tells you that you are giving too much. It tells you that your heart was stretching too far. It tells you that the connection was one-sided. It tells you that you were holding on to something that was already slipping away. Silence reveals truth that chasing tries to hide. And when you finally stop chasing, you begin to hear that truth clearly. You begin to hear your intuition again. The same intuition you ignored to follow someone who did not value your presence. You begin to hear your own inner voice. The voice that said, this does not feel right. The voice that said, you deserve better. The voice that said, stop giving to someone who takes you for granted. Chasing someone makes you deaf to your own soul. Letting go restores your hearing. You cannot hear the wisdom inside you while you are running behind someone outside you. Letting go is not weakness. Letting go is not failure. Letting go is not defeat. Letting go is strength. Letting go is clarity. Letting go is maturity. Letting go is self-love in its purest form. It takes courage to hold on, yes, but it takes much greater courage to release. To look at someone you love and say, I choose my peace over your presence. To feel the ache of walking away and still walk. To honor your heart even when it trembles. To trust that the universe removes what is misaligned only to make space for what is meant. When you stop chasing, you start healing. Your nervous system relaxes. Your breath deepens. Your mind becomes quiet. Your heart grows lighter. Your energy rises. Your dignity returns. And through this deep inner shift, you begin to attract differently. You notice how the wrong people fall away effortlessly. How the people who only wanted your attention, not your heart, disappear. How the people who never matched your depth fade out. How the people who drained you lose access to you. And slowly life replaces them with people who understand your silence, who feel your depth, who respect your presence, who value your energy, who meet you with sincerity, who do not run when things get real, who stay even when it's not easy, who choose you not because they need you, but because they see you. This is the miracle of letting go. You lose nothing that was true, and you gain everything that was missing. The only things that fall away are the things that were pretending to be aligned. The only people that leave are the ones who were never meant to stay long. The only connections that fade are the ones built on imbalance, not truth. Letting go does not reduce your life. It purifies it. It cleans the dust. It clears the noise. It empties the clutter. It removes the distraction. It softens the old wounds. And in that new spaciousness, something beautiful begins. You meet yourself again. You remember who you were. Before the chasing, before the heartbreak, before the confusion, before you tied your worth to someone else's love, you reconnect with your inner wholeness. You return to the center of your being. You rediscover the softness of your own presence. You feel the peace that comes when you stop fighting for what is not yours. And when you stand fully in yourself, something even more extraordinary happens. The right people find you, not because you chased them, but because your energy called them. Not because you begged for them, but because your truth attracted them. Not because you shrank yourself, but because you expanded into who you really are. You stop chasing people, and people start coming toward you. People who are aligned, people who are conscious, people who are ready, people who can love, people who can stay, people who understand your depth, people who feel your soul. And you realize that the universe wasn't saying no when it removed the ones you chased. It was saying, not them, not this time, not this energy, not this connection. Something better is waiting. The day you stop chasing people is the day life begins to bring you everything meant for your spirit. If someone walks away from you, let them go. If someone stays in peace, let them stay. Peace is the highest form of love. Choose the people who choose you gently. Choose the life that chooses you honestly.